Have you ever spent hours working on something, obsessing over every detail, only to feel like it's still not good enough to share with the world? You tell yourself, I just need to tweak it a little more. But deep down, you know the truth. You're stuck. And the more you try to perfect it, the harder it gets to move forward. Perfectionism feels like a safety net, but in reality, it's a trap that keeps you spinning your wheels, afraid to take the leap. What if you could let go of that crushing need to get everything just right? What if you could finally take action without fear, knowing that progress, not perfection, is what really matters? I know how suffocating perfectionism can be. A few years ago, I had an idea for a passion project that I couldn't stop thinking about. It was one of those ideas that lit a fire in me, exciting, challenging, and a little terrifying. I wanted it to be amazing. But as I started working on it, I quickly fell into the perfectionism trap. Every sentence I wrote, every decision I made, I would second-guess myself. Is this the best I can do? What if it's not good enough? What will people think? Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. The project sat there, unfinished, because every time I tried to work on it, the pressure to make it flawless paralyzed me. I wasn't just afraid of failing. I was afraid of being seen as anything less than perfect. The funny thing? The longer I waited, the worse I felt, and the further I drifted from the dream that had once excited me. I thought perfectionism was a badge of honor. I thought it meant I cared about doing good work. But the truth? Perfectionism wasn't helping me. It was holding me hostage. And when I finally understood that, everything changed. What I discovered is that perfectionism isn't a measure of high standards. It's a fear-based coping mechanism. It's your brain's way of protecting you from criticism or failure. But here's the catch. By clinging to perfection, you don't avoid failure. You guarantee it. Because the only true failure is not starting or not finishing. That realization led me to develop what I call the imperfect action framework. It's a system designed to help you break free from the paralysis of perfectionism and start taking action, confidently and consistently. This framework isn't about lowering your standards. It's about shifting your focus from unattainable perfection to meaningful progress. The imperfect action framework is built on 3 simple but powerful steps that will help you move forward, even when self-doubt creeps in. And the best part? It doesn't just help you get things done. It frees you from the mental weight that perfectionism brings, so you can enjoy the process and grow along the way. The idea for this framework came from studying people who seemed immune to the perfectionism trap. They weren't less talented or less ambitious. They just had a different way of approaching their work. They understood that excellence doesn't come from avoiding mistakes. It comes from embracing them as part of the process. Step 1 is redefine success. Perfectionists tend to set impossible standards, and anything short of flawless feels like failure. This step is about challenging that mindset and defining success in a way that's achievable. Instead of aiming for perfect, aim for complete. Think of it as version 1.0. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to exist. Because once it exists, you can improve it. But you can't fix what you never start. Step 2 is start ugly. This step is about giving yourself permission to create something messy, incomplete, or even downright bad. Think of it like sketching out a rough draft. It's not supposed to be a masterpiece. It's just a starting point. The magic happens once you have something to work with. When you start ugly, you bypass the perfectionism trap entirely, because the goal isn't perfection, it's momentum. Step 3 is iterate to excellence. Here's the secret. Excellence isn't a one-and-done event, it's a process. This step is about embracing iteration as your ally. Think about the first iPhone. Was it perfect? No. But it was a game changer because it existed. Over time, through iteration, it became better and better. The same is true for anything you create. Progress happens in layers, not leaps. When you combine these steps, something incredible happens. You stop fearing imperfection and start focusing on what really matters, taking action. You realize that every step forward, no matter how small or messy, is a victory. And as you build momentum, you gain confidence, not because everything you do is flawless, but because you're no longer afraid to show up. I've seen this framework transform lives, from entrepreneurs launching businesses, to artists sharing their work, to people simply taking that first scary step toward a goal they've been putting off for years. The imperfect action framework isn't just about getting things done, it's about reclaiming your power. It's about proving to yourself that you are enough, just as you are, flaws and all. Here's the thing, perfectionism will always try to convince you to wait until you're ready, until the stars align, until everything is just right. But the truth is, you don't need perfect conditions. You don't need flawless execution. You just need to start. So, if you've been holding back, waiting for the right moment or for your work to meet some impossible standard, this is your sign to let go. Take that first step, no matter how imperfect it feels. Because done is better than perfect, and every action you take brings you closer to the life you're meant to live. If this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs a motivational boost. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips to help you crush your goals. See you in the next video.